Once again, Nico Santos in the 12 News studios with breaking news to tell you about of an officer-involved shooting. This happening in Chandler at the Walmart at Pecos Road and Arizona Avenue. Right now, live pictures from the scene thanks to our photojournalist Chris Latella. This scene just off Loop 202, and here's what we know at this time. Officers called to the Walmart this morning about 6:30 on a trespassing call, and when cops confronted the suspect at the front of the store, it's not entirely clear what happened, but that's when shots started ringing out. 2 officers were hit here, but they are in stable condition in the hospital for treatment right now. The exact extent of their injuries not entirely clear at this moment. We understand the suspect also shot on scene, but he died as a result of his injuries. Please expect Walmart to be closed throughout the morning, and you're suggested actually to avoid the intersection altogether. Hearing from witnesses on scene this morning, we're learning that they heard at least 10 gunshots ring out, and shortly after they heard someone yell, "Officer down." So very tense moments happening out there right now in a very active investigation scene with police tape covering basically the entire parking lot. Once again, 2 officers involved in a shooting with a 3rd suspect. That man dead. The 2 officers in the hospital right now in stable condition, thankfully. Right now, we're going to send it back out to Pass Run with Dr. Matt Pace. We just learned just seconds ago that this is a possible home invasion before the fire even started. I want to show you what's happening here behind us. A ton of units on scene. In fact, we understand that there are 18 fire units on scene, 72 firefighters total for this first alarm fire, and we're understanding at the moment that it was a home invasion where the homeowner shot that break-in suspect and then chased him out. But there's suspect that same break-in suspect was the person who started the fire at this house. At this moment, we don't see very much smoke, but there were flames from this house coming up pretty high. A devastating fire. We haven't even been able to check out the damage quite yet after they put out most of the flames with a firefighter, at least on the left. We're in a different location right now because we wanted to get a little bit closer to give you a better view of what's really happening here. The car on its side. Now, the sun coming up, giving investigators a better chance to look at evidence and find clues out here. We're looking at the rear of the car right now. The trunk opened just a little bit, and that's partially the reason for all of the debris that we see mostly to the right of it. You can see a spare tire that came from the trunk of the car. Also underneath this tree, one of the headlights of the car. So brittle and dry right now, even with just a little pressure, everything just falls apart in my fingers. Another example of the damage right here next to us. Let's take a look here in the parking lot one more time in the same apartment complex. There are 2 cars, and there was 1 SUV that now has left with bumpers melted. With some research this morning, the melting point of plastic, depending on what it's made of, between 212 and 338 degrees. So that just kind of gives you a better picture of the immense heat that were coming off of the flames here. So much so that there's grass out here, no longer green, entirely black. I wish I could say that you said it all, but that's really not the case. So much going on here. We are now a little bit farther away from what is now the expanded crime scene, maybe a quarter mile away from it. We're basically all morning right now. You can see cones here, and it's at this point that MCSO officials are telling us where the fire units found the suspect of the home invasion. Good morning. Just in the last couple of minutes, we actually heard from a witness about what exactly happened here. That witness also calling 911. The scene is clear at this time, so we're standing basically where the shooting actually happened. If we take a close look right here, shattered glass on the ground here. This is from the car in question that had 3 bullet holes in one window and another bullet hole on one of its doors. This whole time, Leslie Merritt Jr. has said he's innocent, that he doesn't belong in jail. He also wasn't originally scheduled to be in court today, but we'll find Leslie Merritt Jr. in Superior Court for a status hearing, which was originally scheduled for a week from today. So we may see some major developments in this case in today's status hearing. Yeah, good morning. It really is a moment that a lot of people have been waiting for. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer because we were expecting in the 6 o'clock hour for water to start coming out. We do see a little water down there on the bottom, but that's been really there all morning. The action more than likely going to start to happen about 7:30 this morning. Still, it's coming very soon, and it's only going to take about 2 weeks until you can come back out here and enjoy. If we take a look in the distance here behind us, beyond that bridge is the $47 million project. They gave me a radio just in case they weren't able to find me, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and that's thanks to my friend down here. This is Free. Free was the one who found me and is actually kind of excited to run around and play a little bit more. That's basically what they say the training is consisting of. They get rewarded with toys when they find people.